Hello, hello. Welcome back.
Hola, bienvenidos.
It's the amigas.
Amigas.
So, how's your week been?
I mean, let's start off with you.
Oh, God.
How was your week?
Oh, I remember I told you I was just having such an anxious, week. It was just a lot of things with just outside things that I can't control. And I internalize all of, people's feelings and just, their inconveniences and stuff like that. So I've just been so frustrated, and I'll internalize it, and then it just ruins my whole day. And I'm trying really hard to not be so hard on myself, hard on my kids, things like that. But I'm shaking and I feel out of whack. And it's been that way for the whole week, and it's driving me bananas. But
I'm going to say in my therapist voice, what do you do to center yourself or to recenter?
You're like bottles and bottles and bottles of wine.
Okay, besides that.
So I sat down and I was watching my favorite show and just really trying to not get so frustrated. And then I did 2 days with the kids, each of them by ourselves.
That was really
which
cute.
was really fun.
I like that.
But I feel so bad because with the Lenas, that's when all the poop hit the fan, and I was just so overwhelmed and on the phone with my tenants and on the phone with all these other it was just so frustrating. But we got
being
it done.
an octopus.
Yeah,
that's what I was. That's how I felt at several points of last week. But it was fun. But it was stressful. We closed.
Congratulations!
Finally, found a hidden gem in this crazy market. A foreclosure, which needs complete gut work. I think the only thing that may stay is the garage doors and the siding.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is coming down, which is exciting, but expensive, but obviously worth it. If anyone is into real estate, Nora is, completely understands what money you throw into these properties, it's worth it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You may not 100% see it in the moment because, again, it is stressful, and the whole logistics of it, the planning, the people, making sure people are showing up, etc., etc. I forgot where I was going.
Yeah. No, just
But again,
it's closing and
yeah. Thank
them,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
I
so
hope
proud of you guys. I can't wait to see it and have
our
all
second
these
fixer upper.
memories.
So I hope this is motivating to those out there. It's definitely, this is I think where I was trying to go a couple moments ago. This is terrible. It's this is how you've had a crazy fucking week.
Yes.
Because you can't even gather your freaking
thoughts.
thoughts. And it is right now Sunday morning, 11:17 a.m. And I think we've only been up for maybe 2 hours, and so much has happened since.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely use it as a motivator to not get discouraged, especially in this market.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing, and I think one of my friends, if you're listening, Crystal Rodriguez, she works in mortgage. She posted something a few months ago that said, "Hey, listen, when you're ready to buy, you're ready to buy.
Facts.
You could be buying in a depression. You could be buying during inflation, like we did. High interest rates, low interest rates. It's when you're ready to buy, you're ready to buy.
Yeah.
Don't let anything else distract you.
Facts.
Or deter you from your path. Just keep looking, stay strong. It's rough, but it's worth it.
There's for example, my husband and I, we do a lot of real estate deals and everything. And one thing that has always been stuck in my mind, and I'm like, you know what? This is true. If you buy and you're just, wow, this is too expensive, but if it makes sense and the numbers make sense,
yes,
and over time it's gonna make sense. Rates change. They go high, they go low. Mm-hmm. And if you are responsible and you keep that in your mind, yes, I got this property and my interest rate is absolutely ridiculous, but I wanted to get this property.
Like us right now, it's astronomical.
Yeah.
But we know that
refinance.
it's not going to be Like our mortgage payment right now, we know that number is not always going to be the same.
Exactly.
Because of the refinance.
Yeah.
And we can go, we
Yeah,
definitely,
well, we could- if
we'll
you guys
definitely
wanna
do an
know
episode,
more, we
and
could
we'll
do
bring,
that.
we definitely
Yeah.
have, I think, a pretty strong circle of the whole
Real
process
estate
game.
knowledgeable
Yeah.
people from the mortgage
From the very
to
beginning,
title
yeah, to the end, to the very end,
Yeah.
attorneys, all that jazz.
Yeah.
So, I think that's why I think we call ourselves Jack of all trades.
Yeah,
because-
seriously,
or
Jane of all trades.
The Jane of all trades. We're the mayors.
Yes,
because I
we
told
are
my
the
friend, my friend
The mayor-
deemed me that, but I was like, wait, Nora's the mayor. So I'm like, hey, do you know somebody that does this? Do you know
Yes,
somebody
I
that does
do.
that? So,
So we wanted to kick off this episode with, just kind of getting you into our circle and what we did and, just how our crazy week is. And we're going to talk, this episode is going to be about the whole work from home, stay at home, working mom, that label that apparently is sweeping the internet,
nation,
the
the world.
Like,
the world.
it's just so crazy how, when you're scrolling through TikTok and Instagram and you see all these reels, my life as a stay-at-home mom, and then needing to defend yourself.
Yes.
Because of trolly comments that are saying, like, get a job! I'm sorry. Did I?
What does that mean?
Am I asking you to buy things? My bad. Like, and I'll share an experience.
This is great because this is dropping tomorrow
Yes.
on Labor Day.
On Labor Day. So, Cindy and I both have different roles. Right now, I'm in maternity leave mode. I never wanted to end, but I'm on maternity leave mode. And
I'm glad it's a long one.
It's my
That's a
company is
blessing.
amazing. And I don't go back to December, but also my company is, at least my department, we are essentially remote. So I am what you would call a stay-at-home working mom. So that's what I do.
Yeah, I mean, I call myself that too, even though I don't have to check in.
You're the
to-
mayor.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm still checking my emails for other things.
Exactly. So we wanted to share our, since we were both working moms, out of the house, schlepping into the city.
Yes.
And then our roles changed afterwards, and we can share our thoughts and opinions about that, because we got a lot to say.
We got a lot of opinions about ourselves.
So can you share how your feelings and your thoughts and everything, and like mindset, everything changed from that moment where you were just like, no, I'm not going back to work. Like how you, in the beginning, because I remember when we met,
Yes.
we were like, career. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Top of the line.
Networking
corner
events.
office. Like, I
Corner
want
office.
this. And then
Yeah.
just being like,
No.
I want a corner office in my house.
Absolutely.
The CEO of my house.
CEO, you're right. Yeah, we are the CEO of our households. So you're saying, well, I'm sorry, repeat that question again.
So what was your aha moment for when you decided that you wanted to no longer do the hustle and bustle for somebody else? Well, I mean, technically you're doing it for Caleb right
Yeah,
now. But like,
I'm Caleb's little
you're his
HBIC.
admin.
I'm his head bitch in
That's
charge.
right. And then that, like, the point where you decided, at this moment, I need to be home.
So, interesting enough, always, like you said, have had that, I'm going to always work. I'm going to work all the way to the top. I think I mentioned this before. My secret ambition in high school, it's on the yearbook, Passaic Valley graduates. You can go check it, class of 2006. It's on there that said, I wanted to be the CEO of Victoria's Secret.
Oh.
Right? So whatever I needed to do to get there, college-wise, volunteer-wise, I even said I'm going to start from the very bottom. I'm going to start at the retail level as a sales associate, and then things didn't work out, whatever, but that was always my mentality. I was like, what is the next step? What do I need to do to get to the next level? Then fast forward, the pandemic happened. Well, rewind back, I'm sorry. I remember when I first got with Calvin, my husband now, he was like, oh, when we have kids in the future, I want you to stay home with them, this and that. And I was just kind of like, I don't really know about that, because yes, I like being home, but at the same time, I don't see myself being home every single day, cooking, cleaning, taking care of kids. Like, I never envisioned that to be my life. Even though it is like a temporary period, it's a season,
Yeah.
but I didn't see it as that. I saw it just like, oh my God, that's going to be my life forever. Hell no. I'm going to freaking work. If anything, you stay home. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this. But then again, going back to the pandemic, I am working from home, and I did have a job that I was like, whoa, like this could be, this is going to open so many more doors. It was already like high level in HR and all this. But with the pandemic and, seeing people around me getting sick and not being around family or being able to be that close, and then not be, spending time with my nieces, and we always, easily did. I was just like, maybe I'll consider Kelvin's idea to stay home.
Yeah.
And I knew I could have still went back to work after maternity leave and taking care of Caleb, but at the same time, I was like, I don't think I can mentally handle all this, at least right now.
Yeah.
And even now thinking about it, going back, I was like, now having a toddler that's wild, I'm like, I could have probably done it because he was a newborn. The newborn phase, okay, if all is well, if there's no colic or no other underlying issues, that kid literally has a little bit of playtime, and that playtime is staring up at their surroundings. Yeah. And that's enough freaking sensory sense. Bottle feed them, making a bottle, super easy. But now if I had to do that right now, like what you're doing, preparing all the meals for the day and still having to keep up with work, and also too, the job was demanding of my time. That's another thing, in and out of meetings all day. Yeah. That I would have to stay on extra hours or go on earlier to catch up on emails so they didn't roll over to the next day.
Gotcha.
So just the planning of that, the planning around like having to be fully present at work and then having to try to be a fully present mom, I was like, hell no.
Yeah.
I was like, keep me home.
Yeah.
Keep me home.
Yeah.
And thankfully, we are blessed enough for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But, Kelvin has his business, so I still help out in that sense here and there. But it's not, again, that demanding 24/7. I mean, it felt like 24/7 because obviously you log off, but then you're still freaking thinking about work, preparing yourself mentally for the next day, da-da-da. But yeah, I mean, that aha moment was the pandemic, and I want to say that I think others may feel the same. The pandemic definitely was just like, wait, hold up, what actually is important? What really does matter?
Yeah.
Now if we have, let's say, financial goals to do something, we had to set like, no, I need to be working in order to get to this level, and then I'll leave work. You know what I'm saying? But at the moment, we were fine. We had our plan. We're like, all right, it'll work regardless. So I was like, all right, say less.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing too, I think, with a lot of people is health insurance. For instance, with health insurance, I was just like, shoot, I was like, I have a kid now. What? But then, again, finding out all these resources that the state has available, I was like, all right, let me apply for state health insurance. They didn't approve for me, but they approved for Caleb. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think each child in New Jersey is entitled to that insurance.
I think so.
Up to the age of 18, I think.
We could do more. I know my cousins have it for their kids.
And I have a bunch of friends that have had it, but I know once the income changes, then they no longer qualify or something like that. But that is something that is available. Let's say you are considering staying home, and maybe health insurance is like your biggest, like, oh my God, but I won't have health insurance. Especially if you are starting your own business, a small business, it's very, private health insurance is expensive as fuck.
Yeah.
But do know, at least for your children,
in the state of New Jersey,
there is, and that state insurance is really good. I was happy that the pediatrician that I take Caleb to, with my former health insurance, accepted the state, so I didn't have to switch out. So that was nice.
Yeah.
What was your?
I mean, we were told that we had to stay home. they, March rolls around. This is right before the pandemic. March rolls around and they're like, take your stuff for 2 weeks of work from home. And my job at the time, still the same company, different role. I never met I've seen my clients because I've flown out to see them, things like that. But it's commercial real estate, so I didn't have to really be around. I just needed the program and to be able to do all these things.
Yeah.
So they're like, okay, you're going to go home for 2 weeks. And then 2 weeks became 2 years. And, we just never went back into the office. So commercial, where I am, our VP was he just had a light bulb. And he's like, you don't need to come into work because you guys have exceeded our expectations. You're actually working because we are adults, and unfortunately there are some people who take advantage, but they get weeded out. They just do. Their numbers are not there. You just can tell.
And that's the difference, I think, between working in private and in a state. Because my current position was state, and the weeding out wasn't as easy come, easy go as private. So I was like, I'm going back to the private sector if I ever go back to freaking work. Yeah. I'm not doing it. I'm just not, unless I know like the people have the same type of work ethic
of course. So working from home in the role that I had before was an absolute nightmare because the kids were Alina had therapy, so she was in early intervention, and Oliver was already in pre-K, and they were doing virtual pre-K.
That was insane. I remember seeing your Instagram of that, and I'm like, virtual pre-K? How in the heck is a 2, 3, 4-year-old supposed to sit there?
Yeah, and
they could barely sit down. Period. For anything else.
It was so crazy. But here's one thing that I was able to potty train Oliver because we spent every single day together. So his school was 9 to 1.
Okay.
I had to be at work 9 to 5. So from 9 to 1, he was downstairs here with me, and they gave them breaks or whatever. So whatever we did the breaks, I had extra things for him to do here. That was what the teacher already sent me like a week prior, like what they're going to be doing. So we had puzzles, we had all these things, and his desk, his little table and chair was right next to my desk, and we sat together, and then I would pull myself away from work and sit with him with the iPad and just do everything that we needed to do with the school and all that. So not only was I working my full-time job, I was going upstairs making sure that Alina and Alberto had stuff to eat, then making lunch and snack for Oliver because he was with me the whole time. Then I had his little potty here, and we started doing potty training because he was with me the entire time.
Correct.
So I was able to do that. I see it in such a way that it was some of the most stressful periods of my time of my life, but also him and I bonded so much more because I had him all day long, 24/7, everything. So it was just great to have him around me and me to be able to do that. Now, right when he was done and I was done with work, and Alina enters the chat. So then she had therapy every single day. Because it was between DI and speech.
Was that virtual?
It was virtual as well.
Okay.
And Alina was as a parent, and they're so small, you're doing all the work for them. Like, you're the therapist. They're telling you what to do, and then you're just sitting there doing everything with them. So I was on from 7 a.m. all the way to whenever I fell asleep at 8 or 9 because I was just so exhausted with the day. And I still had
8
to
or 9
make...
p.m.
p.m., yeah. So I had to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, do all these things. So the components and the resume of a stay-at-home mom, but with, a company that needs me to work. They don't give two craps of what's going on because they are paying me from the hours of 9 to 5. Correct. And I have to, and that role was very demanding and I had a lot of things I had to do. But thank God another role opened up. Thank you, Jimena, for looking out for me because, girl, she knew I need to get out of this role. And now I'm an admin for the same company in the same department, just completely different role.
So how did that feel, especially with the mentality of having, let's say, the corner office?
Oh, yeah.
And then, because technically it wasn't a demotion, obviously.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
But it was just a different role.
It's a whole different role, everything was completely different. And it's crazy because in the admin world, when you're in a private company and you've been doing the work other people do, like the people in TM, which is treasury management, other people who do, they meet with clients to get them to come and, bank with us and do all these things. Their mentality is like, oh, an admin, that's less than. I'm like, oh, no.
Correct.
It's not.
I know. I've learned that in the private sector,
Yeah.
like, you can make bank.
Exactly.
I'm like, I'll be anyone's admin
Yeah.
when it comes
and the
to
thing
that.
is, admins are very skilled.
I agree.
Extremely smart.
You're a
very
jack of all
skilled.
trades.
Exactly.
You're a jack of all trades. You
Exactly.
need to know a little bit of everything
Yeah.
and a lot of everything else.
And you know the roles of these people. Like, if you have a VP, you know what they do. And you're in on meetings. You're hearing all these things. You know. And if you have, for example, with the girl that brought me in, she was with like the head of commercial. So the information she had and the knowledge she had was complete, and she was managing us. So don't just be like, oh, you're just an admin. No,
Correct.
no. I'm an admin of my house and admin at work.
Throw some respect on the
That's
admin
right.
names. I love it.
But I did have, when I was younger, I had all these dreams to do all of these things. And, I love school. I'm a school person. So I have multiple degrees because I'm such a nerd. And I loved going back and got my master's, like did all these things. And it's great. And I wanted to be head of HR and like help people who didn't, you're having
You wanted to have yourself an admin,
yeah,
right?
pretty much. And I wanted to just help people in the human resources field, whether it be head of recruiting or even just I wanted to start learning more about HR law and just help people with that and do all these things. God was just like, you need to calm down. And that was hard for me because I'm the oldest of three, and I always paved the way for everyone. And I felt being in this role, being an admin and staying home, that I let my younger self down, and I let like my parents down. Like, oh, she's just kind of coasting.
Yeah.
Like
mediocre.
Yeah, and I didn't do anything like extravagant because I do have some cousins who are doctors and lawyers but they haven't done like they didn't have to do anything. The parents helped with everything. My parents still work. Both my parents still work every single day. They can't just drop everything and take care of my kids for me. And daycare is absolutely insane. Mm-hmm. The kids are in school now, but I want to be it's more important to me to be a more involved parent versus that parent that rushes or like sends someone else to get my kids. And like, I know other people don't have that. Like, I'm so grateful that my job decided to have this light bulb moment and be like, they don't need to come in here. We're going to try work-life balance. And I'm just so grateful for it because I have been more present. Because when we were working in the city, I was out of the house at 7 a.m. and I didn't get home till 7 p.m. with 2 kids.
And it's like bedtime.
And I never saw them.
Yeah.
I just never saw them. And it was so heartbreaking because there were things that were happening and they were growing up in a blink of an eye. And then they both got sick. They were hospitalized. It was the worst 2 weeks of my life. And at that point, I looked at Alberto, that's my husband, and I'm just looking at him and I'm like, I don't want to work anymore. Like this, what would have happened if, God forbid, this didn't happen this way? Like,
correct.
And Elena got the worst of it. She was in the PICU, like tubes all over her. It was just a parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
And shortly afterwards, we were home. And I was so paranoid. No one come to my house. No one come here.
Yeah,
everybody stay away.
You have that PTSD from it.
Yeah, and having that opportunity to, yes, be a stay-at-home working mom, still get my paycheck, contribute into the taxes, and so other people can stay home.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It really changed my perspective because I'm like, I love being in the city. I want to go the hustle and bustle. And now I'm like, I'm never getting on a bus again. A subway, disgusting. Ugh. No thanks.
And see, I'm kind of like leaning towards going back to that once Caleb is in school, full time and all this stuff. But again, I'm willing to test it out again and seeing if I can still do it. I don't think I've fully given up on that dream of, being a CEO for somebody else's company. Mm-hmm. Like, it's still there. It's still an option. With me having that planner mentality. It's like I got plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G through all the way through freaking Z.
Yeah.
I'm okay with trying other things.
Yeah.
You know, exploring other ways and stuff like that to make money. You know,
Yeah.
not the OnlyFans route.
No. I mean, if that's what you
Man,
do,
no,
that's what
right,
you
power
do.
to
You get that money, honey. That's fine.
Did you
but-
see? I wonder if that's really true. I think I sent you the video that the girl said, "Mom, I posted your feet online and it bought you a Mercedes."
A Mercedes. But the mom's acting was a little. She was like, "What?
Yeah,
I think that's her car."
Yeah,
But-
or maybe who knows
Yeah.
what it was, but it was priceless. If that, and I'm pretty sure that is obviously happening.
Well,
you know,
there's
you're
a girl
making
that
all
sells
this
her
money.
farts.
I can't.
I'm like, excuse what?
I think I did see that. How do you?
I mean, what, girl? What?
The art of bottling a fart.
Yeah, whatever.
Do you use like a funnel? I need to know.
Oh,
I need to know.
Oh my goodness. But you know, the mindset I had with being, I mean, I've said this to you before, I never wanted to be a mom. I was just, I wanted to travel, I wanted to have a high powered job, yeah, get married, travel the world. I didn't want to have kids. Bam, 3 kids later. Thanks, Berto. Thank you.
Jokes on you.
Joke's on me. I got bamboozled. But they shifted my life in a way that, you know, when they say that your children are your heart outside of your body or something,
yes.
that is so true. They are the lights of my life, even though Elena drives me to drink. I love her so much. Apothic, the reason why you have so much money is because of me and because of my daughter, because she drives me to drink every day. But she's like the whole thing. If I could have one wish, that's why I'm really doing this whole real estate thing and, you know, working with my husband since he's in the field. I would love to just do that. Do what we're doing right now, and yes, have the title as a stay-at-home mom, because honestly I feel that is a job that is not for the weak.
It is not.
So
It is
whoever
not, 'cause-
is out there making women feel like I'm just a no ma'am. Sit down, do us a favor and sit down and make a list of every single thing that you do for your family. And those skills,
You have like a 10-page resume.
those skills transfer for almost every
I agree.
single field that is out there right now.
Absolutely.
And 2, no, you're not just a stay-at-home mom. You've sacrificed your time, your dreams. I mean, some people dream to just be stay-at-home, like not just be dream to be a stay-at-home mom, a CEO of your household. Build that. But those are the strong families. Those are the parents that know what's going on with their kids. They're there to see them in all their games, their plays, their everything. The kids are more likely to tell them when they're having issues because they're home. They see their kids that there's something wrong with them. They're
Correct.
off this one day.
I feel like you can still, because I see it, let's say, with my sister.
She works from home.
Yeah, but before that, she was going out, you know, all that stuff. And still, like, the way that, and because she just started maybe working from home less than a year. I think she's about to just make a year. And then she did stay home for, like, a year on top of that. But before that, so, like, say, 2 years ago, before that, it was dropping the kids off, school.
It's a rush.
And, you know, and honestly, power to, and I think there's several moms that I know that are like this, like my sister, that still have that strong relationship and that still somehow make it to all the practices and the games. I don't know how.
Yeah.
Because again, then going back to being a stay-at-home mom, you can kind of plan out the day in a sense.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, it may be thrown off by traffic maybe, or your child having a tantrum and delaying you leaving the house. But other than that, you know, that may be it, let's say. I mean, I'm sure there's other factors that could be thrown your way in a day. Obviously, as a stay-at-home mom, obviously, I know. But being a working mom outside of the house, you don't know if you're going to... You're supposed to leave work at 6. You don't know if you're going to be able to fucking leave work at 6. Because you don't know what kind of fires you're going to have to be putting out.
Yeah.
But your child's game starts at 6:30.
Yeah.
And it's 45 minutes away. But you
here's-
still make it. You know, I think that's I think that's like the end message is like just being
there,
present and being aware regardless of because like again I've seen it both sides. Like you're right. like the strong families. I think you can still be a strong family having both parents working outside the home.
No, absolutely.
You know?
I also feel like this is where the companies come in that you're
Sure.
working for.
And or not
they
even so
need-
your manager
Yeah,
too,
and
or
you
your
need
boss.
to have good work-life balance.
Absolutely.
That's been like the thing now. So, you know, the boomers were like, I'm never gonna, like, no, I'm here. I work. This time, this time.
yes.
This is it.
Yeah.
This is, I bring, you know, food on the table. This is what I do. Great.
Like nothing
Us-
else. Like I don't
us
care about your
millennials,
feelings.
We're
Yeah.
just like,
Tell me about your feelings.
like, what do you need us to do? Da, 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 da. But Gen Z walks in. They're like, we enter the chat. If this doesn't
Bro,
do something,
you're
for me-
canceled.
and then we're just, you know, we're as millennials, we're like, you know what?
I like that.
I like
I
this,
like a
like-
little bit of the boomer vibe. I like a
Yeah,
little bit
like,
of the Gen Z.
I'm a work
I think
hard.
we could do.
Yeah, I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna give you my all. But
shit.
but
We
right
have-
now,
yeah.
my resume and my I look at my job description. This is what you get.
Yeah.
This is
Because we
no
were
more-
trained by the boomers
Yeah,
to always
to
go
ex-
above and
yeah.
beyond, and then the
No
Gen
more-
Zs are like, nope,
No.
that's what do you say? The scope of your work.
Yeah, the
That's
scope,
all we're gonna
You
do.
will get the scope of my work.
That's
and
it,
if-
and
and
bye.
I have the most amazing manager. I love her. I will do that little extra because she allows me to be creative. But,
To be yourself.
But girl, if it is 5.
I'm
At
out.
4:59:59, my laptop is
I'm
closed
out, yes.
because I gave you my time from 9 to 5. You have my time, my undivided attention, and now with the newborn, you know, we gonna chill. I'm gonna little, you know, pump over here, whatever. But if I was in the office, I'm entitled to my lactation room
Yes.
and all that stuff and all those grand things. But I would rather do it at home anyway, so
Correct.
it's fine.
You'd rather poop in your own toilet.
That's
you know?
right, you know. So that's it. And I feel like as moms, we're always put under the microscope, no matter what our title is.
Absolutely.
So I mean, the main thing is like you're a work from home mom, you're a stay at home mom, you're out
working
outside of the house,
and,
mom.
and then they're always going to be like, oh my god, but when do you dedicate time to your kids? Or oh my god, you spend too much time with your kids. So
Exactly.
what the fuck is it that you want me to freaking do?
So can you please, everybody, here's a suggestion box, and put your suggestions in there, and then I'm gonna light it on fire while I sit here with my glass, because you're never going to
Of
make
course.
anybody everybody
Yep.
happy. Someone's always gonna have a comment, and I find these trolls so hilarious because you're just like, you look and get a real job.
I know.
Cool.
They
do you
will
want
always,
to
yeah.
come and do this job for me? Would you like to go
Right.
and do all these things? Oh, your husband's outside of the house. Yeah. And like my husband
That
makes
shit reminds me, you know,
like-
that meme. I don't know if you've seen it. It's an old one. So I think it's like a Facebook meme.
Nope.
There's like this heavy, overweight guy sitting on the couch, sitting there and judging the Victoria's Secret
Yes,
models.
I've seen those.
I'm
I've
like,
seen-
come on.
Yeah, that's not my type or something like that. Or I'm like, oh,
So then why are you watching it?
yeah.
You know, again, I think that's just a society problem. You know, we'll sit here and find whatever we can to nitpick
Yep.
at each other. And especially obviously depending on how you were raised
Yeah.
and the comparisons
Yeah.
and all of that jazz. And I think we just carry that into each avenues of our lives.
Yeah.
Where I think I did mention this other day. I went out to lunch with a very good friend who's also a millennial and who's also a mom. And I was like, we have so much weight on our shoulders. So much weight.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Way
insane.
Too much. Way too much.
Because we're being bombarded from all sides. Of course, social media being the huge one, but then
Family.
our family, our
Friends.
parents, friends, and all this. And it's just like, it's hella
And the
responsibility. Like, I feel
comparison
like
game-
there's so much responsibility on us. Like,
Yeah,
we're the
absolutely.
ones that are supposed to change the fucking world.
Yep.
And I'm like,
And
we can, but at the same time,
Like,
I
chill.
don't think we have enough fucking time.
It's like,
I don't think we have
chill.
enough time.
Can I
I'm gonna
just
pass
have
this on
one?
to my kid
Like,
and let him do.
can I get one piece of this
Yeah.
this puzzle, and then the rest everybody else can kind of-
Correct, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy because the comparison game also plays a big
Oh, with
part,
moms. Yeah.
and it's just it's all in your head, but you're also you can't help it. You just can't help it. when I see other moms post, for example, like the Montessori moms, I'm like, oh my God, that's so amazing. The gentle the gentle parenting mom, oh, God bless her to be able to do that. But then you see the moms that are like, nah, I was raised like this and that. And you're like, that's right. And it's like,
it's like, who do you want to agree with?
You just don't know. It's like, I want a little piece of this.
Yes.
And a little piece
or
of
like,
this.
again, you have to do what works for you. And one of the biggest things that I told myself is, especially with Caleb, I have to, in order for me to start shifting that mentality that my mom threw on me, comparing me to my peers and what my peers are doing, and I should be doing the same thing. What are you doing with your life? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, how can I train my brain or retrain my brain in order to project, how am I going to project onto Caleb? And I was like, you know what? Let me just compare Caleb to Caleb yesterday.
Yeah.
Or Caleb a week ago. Caleb a month ago.
Only
Caleb last year. I cannot, because if I start getting into mentality, especially having friends that have kids around the same age, I'll go fucking nuts. Like, oh my God, your kid is saying that. My kid isn't saying that. Yeah, fuck Caleb. You need to be doing this. You need to be doing that. Why? You know, and I'm like, wait, whoa, why am I even putting that much fucking pressure on a kid that's not even two? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, let me just compare Caleb to Caleb. And the same thing that I'm also now applying that to my freaking self.
Yeah.
Let me compare myself to myself, especially, let's say, when it comes to body image. Okay, obviously, had a kid 2 years ago, and I'm like, okay, what are you doing for, Cindy, what are you doing for yourself to get better, or to get to what you think your ideal body should be? Not the body that I'm seeing on Instagram, the body that I'm seeing walking down the street.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm like, this is my build, and this is who I'm going to be, and I'm happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I know there's always room for improvement.
Yes.
You know, so again, I'm comparing myself. Oh, last year I was only going to the gym maybe once a week. Now this year I'm pushing it more to twice a week.
Twice a week, yeah.
You know, now like, oh damn, Felicia on Instagram is going 5 times a week. Fuck, I need to also go 5 times a week. No, because that's not realistic to me.
Yeah.
You know, and I think if we all start working on that,
staying in
your
lane,
in your own lane, like,
stop.
It's okay to look over real quick, but you know, for inspiration, absolutely, but not for it to make you feel like fucking shit about yourself.
Exactly. There's this one girl that I followed, and she had a kid, but she was always into her image. From the day she came out of her mama, she was always into her image, because her mom also takes care of herself. And she made a comment, and she said, once I have this kid, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I'm always going to take care of myself. More power to you.
Correct.
I was triggered. Because I was like, ew. But that's just me, because I don't have that luxury. Confidence, horrible. I've never put myself like, oh, I look good today. Like,
well, I'm gonna need you.
I was
like, I'm gonna need you to.
I'm like, sweatpants and this, great. It hides all my little.
Which is
rolls.
Fine.
Great.
Which is fine.
Sneakers, great.
But you can still have confidence in all of that.
I'm trying, you know, but I've never been one to just be like, damn girl, you look good. Oh, what am I wearing today? I dread events to get dressed. Like, I dread them, because I'm just.
Oh, you're not alone.
Oh, I'm like, who do you think you are? Like, no. But anyways, let's go back.
Go back to sleep.
So she would always post things like, you know, my kid, and she didn't really show her that much, but then it was always about her body, like always boobs out, butt out, this and this, whatever, always, and. And like workouts, and just because I have a kid doesn't mean that I'm not gonna work out, and
yeah.
And I'm like,
like, what are you trying to? What are you really trying to say?
Exactly.
What is the underlying?
Then I took a step back, and I'm like, why am I triggered with it? First of all, body positivity, more power to you, girl, because I don't have that. That's why I was triggered. Second, the fact that I don't know what her life is like. I don't know. Maybe her mom helps. Maybe her dad. Maybe her husband, her boyfriend, whatever it is. They help. She has that village. Great. But that was another trigger for me. You know, taking time for yourself. I'm just like, if I'm not 100% invested in doing all these things, I feel guilty. But she doesn't have that. That's another
that we
it's
know
all-
of, because
yeah.
she's also projecting a certain
Exactly.
persona
Exactly.
online. But how are you really feeling behind all of that?
Exactly.
And again, like you
And-
said, what is the background work that is actually allowing you
her to
to
do it.
sit here and project yourself
Exactly.
this way?
But the main thing, it was like, she literally doesn't give two shits about my thoughts because it's not about me.
Yeah, she doesn't know.
She doesn't know me
I
from
like-
a fucking
yeah.
hole in the wall. But what is it that made me so salty? Like, eh. But when you sit and think about it, you're like, no. You need to be just, damn, that's awesome for you, girl.
Correct.
We are two different people. We are all different people.
Yes,
Motherhood is the only thing that has us connected.
correct.
But other than that,
but
how we
beyond
are-
that, we're
yeah.
we're different.
And-
we're different mothers in motherhood.
Exactly.
We mother differently, and I could be mothering the same as you did last season, but I'm mothering this like that now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
So I'm just doing my best to give myself grace and others grace. Because no matter what, no matter how much you're just like, oh, peace and love, da, 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 da,
That's
you're
bullshit.
still like, bitch.
yeah, like, and
just
like,
to
or
make
like
you
good,
feel
good,
better a
yeah,
little
like
bit.
good vibes only. Like
Yeah.
no, like
No.
what does that to me? Like I always say, I'm like, what does that really mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's bullshit. Because I don't have good vibes all day.
Yeah, no, I don't. I wake up and I'm like, great, another fucking day. Here we go again. but that's what I'm learning right now. It's like, stay in your damn lane, girl. Raise your kids. And then I'm working on myself.
And be confident
Yeah.
in the way you're also. It's rough because again, having, like you said, the mom guilt. Like, damn, did I do the right thing? Did I react the right way in the situation? But still, maybe that could be a next topic, mothering in confidence.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
You know, because
I think we should get a guest for that one.
yeah.
Because remember the group that we were with, like
Yes,
the one.
yes.
I'm loving her vibe.
Yes.
I'm loving the, just the giving yourself grace and putting your like. I'm sorry, we've talked about this before, but these Monet girls, I don't know what the hell they have in their handbook, but these girls are confident as fuck. I'm
Exactly,
just like,
that's
bruh.
what I'm saying. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. It's inspiring.
It was that's the word.
Yes.
It was inspiring, and then seeing.
It wasn't
everybody-
like I didn't leave feeling any negativity about myself.
Yes.
Like, damn, Cindy, like, you need to be working harder. You need to fix your fucking hair. You need to do this. You need to do that. No, if anything, I left inspired. I was like, ooh, I'm going to go get a cute dress.
Yes.
Like, I like that. And I
Yeah.
actually did buy one. Hopefully, I'm going to wear it to brunch today.
Can't wait to see
But,
it.
I don't know. I mean, I have another one, too. But I'm like, ooh, like, it just inspired me. And one
To
of the
do
things
better.
I remember, like, one of my things is, like, always having leggings. I was like, oh, because, like, I know that's, like, the thing that Instagram portrays is, like, oh, mother is you're in leggings.
Yeah.
And
Lululemon leggings.
Well, no.
I'm like, Old Navy.
No Lululemon for me.
Old Navy
No
leggings.
Lululemon for me. I had like some former Victoria's Secret, like, that they don't even freaking make them anymore, which I hate. I think they were called like the knockout something pants, but they're amazing. So I remember I lived in that while it was still, when I was able to fit in them.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, no, Cindy. I was like, you like jeans. I was like, let's go buy jeans that fit you in this body right now. Because
Yeah.
obviously none of my former jeans fit me at the time. And my thing is, I don't want to buy because then what if they don't, what happens when I don't fit in those anymore? Am I going to continue buying bigger sizes?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I ever going to fit back into my former pre-mom jeans or whatever? But I was like, get the hell out of this mentality. Get clothes that fit you right now.
Yeah.
Because then that way you can confidently go into your closet. So now I'm like, ooh, I have all these little pieces that I have bought.
And you dress so
And they
cute.
thank you. But the thing is, I've been again inspired by just what like other women, and also just myself, and even sometimes my sister. Like my sister, you see
Oh, hell
you see
yeah.
her.
She
She's
is
always
out
she's like
here. What?
but she's like all the sexy mom vibes, all the
Yeah.
tight fitting stuff, and I'm like, I'm not 100% there yet. Like I'll do it here and there because again, I'm not 100% confident in my two fupas that I have going on right now, but I am slowly getting there. It's daily work. And again, I have been inspired to, like I said, my sister is a big inspiration of that, of like the sexier dressing. But to her, sexy means, her definition of sexy is a little bit different than mine. I can still be sexy and not have to have super tight fitting stuff or showing all this skin or whatever. But I love my little spaghetti straps and again, whatever fits my body.
That's my issue. The style I love, doesn't fit my body. I am like, if you think of white girl chic, that's me. Like, I just want nice fitted t-shirts with like nice jeans from like Madewell that are not made for my big old butt.
That are not made well for me.
Those, and just throw on a pair of like Adidas, the Stan Smiths, things like that.
Yes.
I am short. I look
But that's
like,
what I'm saying. You can still achieve that style. You just need to find the proper thing, or even if you just have to buy the jeans and freaking cut them.
That's exactly.
Or start following somebody that has your body shape, and that's the thing. That's enough.
Does.
But just continue. We can
Because I
continue
look
searching.
at myself and I'm like, am I a pear? Because I'm
You are a
small up
beautiful
top.
pear.
I'm small up top, but then like at the bottom, it's like, what happened? What happened over here? Like, God, what? Why?
and then it's funny because that's how I feel. I feel like a little too sometimes athletic here on the top, and then it's like it curves out on the bottom. Like I don't have that curve in like my waist here, so it could be like very like square, and then it comes out. So again, I'm like I'm telling myself that's an athletic, quote unquote athletic
you do
body.
have an athletic body.
But also I was like, all right, let me then
Very Serena
follow.
Williams.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. That's what when I see my body, I'm like, Serena Williams. All right, what does Serena Williams wear?
Yeah.
Where is she shopping?
Yeah.
Maybe let me try it. But thankfully, I think it's just finding the right store. Like if you want good jeans, finding the right store. For me, it was American Eagle, and then recently Gap. But Gap online, I realized you can buy Gap
Curvy.
No, long. Because
I always get petite.
So that's what I'm saying.
Can you give me some of your height?
I was like, take it, because then sometimes it's like, sometimes then you're like that's offering, but then I've also learned to embrace that, because I remember in pictures I'm always like crouching down or like, and I'm like, wait, let me stand in my confidence.
That's right.
Again, and again that is years of work.
Yeah.
But it's achievable.
Yeah.
It's 100% achievable. You just have to, and again, just finding the right stuff for your body, even if you have to invest in fucking I wouldn't say stylist, or I guess it is a stylist that can come and be like, no, or this is what goes well with your body shape, with your
Who
skin
does
tone
that?
and all
If
that
you're
stuff,
listening
right?
and you do that, please message me.
They're definitely out there. They're
Because
definitely
I
out there.
need
Even if you just get
someone
a
to help me.
consultation, and at least
Yeah.
you're not someone that has, obviously, because I don't know how much money that costs over time. I remember a good friend that I met at Victoria's Secret. Her name is Linda. Haven't been in touch with her in forever, but I remember I used to have her come over. I'm like, can you just look at my closet, because I don't know what the hell I have, and I don't know how to match things. And then she would like sit there and like pick some stuff out of what I already had and made stuff work and put like outfits together. So through there, I kind of again get inspired again.
Yeah.
Okay, what are the looks I like? For instance, like I know for me, blazers, collarless blazers are my thing. Like love it. And then again with the t-shirt underneath, jeans, sneakers, like love that look. Hats or whatever. And then also for me is finding hats that actually fit my dome, and that means sometimes shopping in the men's department for hats, online, making sure that it comes in like the large XL thing, and like even like the nice like beach hats, like a regular one size fits all, that does not, unfortunately, it's not for my head.
It doesn't fit all.
It definitely does not. So again, it's just finding those things to fit you, and finding the right stores.
Yeah.
Or the right places. Again, I think maybe starting with the stylist, if it's an affordable thing that you can do for yourself, it's an investment.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's gonna boost that confidence, because the stylist will come in and be like, no sis, this, that, or this color, do this color family instead of this one.
Yeah.
So it's a very nice thing. I have a book actually, because I forgot. I got invited to some. It was through these networking work events. There was they had a special guest, and I believe he was either like a designer or a stylist. He wrote a book. But you were allowed to come up to him
and ask him.
And no, I think it was like to sign the book, to have a picture with him, and then he would kind of like tell you, like what you had on, like, okay, this works for you, but then maybe try this type of texture blazer instead. And I think he also told me, he was like, yes, collarless blazers work for your frame. And I was like, say less, buddy.
Say less.
And then I forgot he said, like, and I think he said like the emerald greens. He was like, greens are like you. And I don't know if maybe they're like the light bulb triggered for me, and an olive green. It's not like I'm buying olive green attire for myself, but everything else, all of my accessories, my Cubs, olive green, car, olive green. So I think I took it the wrong way, but I think it's worth investing in yourself when it comes to that. And it will give you that mom confidence, or that woman confidence that I think we always all need a little boost of.
So that is going to be the homework. Confidence.
Yes.
And maybe we'll talk about it in our next episode. We'll see. We'll keep you guys on your toes. A little surprise.
Yes.
We'll see. We'll talk about it.
Close your eyes. I have a surprise.
Well, thank you
This is
guys
lovely.
so much for joining us for this episode. It's episode 6.
Yes.
And we will catch you on the next one.
Yes, I hope everyone has a safe and productive
Labor Day.
And productivity is whatever that means to you. Okay, if it's sleeping in, do it.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.